Hi there. As a part of today's discussion, due to a lack of all family and friends being gone, I'll be hosting an excellent interview today with my cat about the movie Get Out. Let me introduce you to him. This is my cat Hunter. He's really interested in Get Out, and he's really looking forward to this conversation today. He's in his box. He's all ready to go. You can't wait. So we're first introduced to the main character Chris Washington, his girlfriend Rose Armitage, and initially everything seems great between these two. They seem like really happy, and we come to learn that Chris is going to be visiting Rose's family, and Chris is slightly concerned that Rose's family doesn't actually know that Chris is black, and but she assures him that this is nothing to worry about. They're progressive parents, and this kind of sets the tone for what type of people we'll be interacting with for the rest of the movie. Fast forward a little bit into the movie, and Chris and Rose are finally arriving at the Armitage house, and they are greeted by Rose's parents. Here we see Dean Armitage for the first time. This is Rose's father, and one of the first things he says to Chris is he assures him that he would have voted for Obama for a third term if he was given the opportunity to. And right off the bat, this is some awkward dialogue. Chris is definitely a little like, okay. And it can be seen as virtue signaling. And your first watch through of the movie, you're already getting really weird feelings, and you can see that Peele is starting to create suspense for what's going to happen later on in the movie. As things progress throughout this movie, the watcher still is continuing to feel this anxiousness and mystery building. One moment vital to this comes at the party when Chris takes a flash picture of what appears to be the only other African American at the party. This flash triggers a response in the man, who we later find out was a missing person who was abducted at the beginning of the movie, this person being Andre Logan King. And this flash causes him to have a reaction where he hysterically comes over to Chris saying, "Get out, get out, get out." And pretty much from here, things begin to fall apart for Chris, and you can definitely tell that something is seriously wrong with the Armitage family and everyone at this party. Things are not normal. And but so I don't spoil the rest of the movie for Hunter, I'm gonna ask if he wants to ask me any questions. So you mentioned your first viewing earlier on. Would you say that multiple viewings would enhance the experience for the watcher? I definitely think to get the most out of everything this movie has to offer, and with everything packed in it from the foreshadowing to the motifs to the metaphors, giving this movie a second watch could never be a bad thing. I guarantee in the second and maybe even third time you watch it, you'll continuously pick up on more and more things, and it'll only make the movie better. So I definitely would suggest watching it again. So, who would you say your favorite character is? For my favorite character, I think I would have to go with Rod Williams. Rod Williams is Chris's friend from TSA, and I think it was great for Jordan Peele to use his comedic ability to make such a great character that pretty much stole the show every single time he was on screen. I remember in the theaters when I first saw it that it seemed like whenever he was on screen, everyone was laughing and totally into the movie whenever he was there. Having a character that could take someone who, in many instances in the movie, is on the edge of their seat because of what's going on, and then have Rod Williams in there who makes people burst out laughing, pretty much falling out of their chair from instead being on the edge of the seat. I think it just goes to show how good of a writer Jordan Peele is, that he can mesh together his comedic abilities and his suspense, and I think it creates a great character with Rod Williams. Do you have a least favorite character, Declan? In terms of least favorite character, This one's pretty easy for me. I would have to go with Jeremy Armitage. This is not because he is a bad character, but I think it once again shows how good of a writer Jordan Peele is, because within seconds of first meeting him, when Rose and Chris first get to the house, you almost instantly hate him. And with that, I think it just shows how well Jordan Peele can shape these characters to what role he wants them to fill. And what made like kind of a cherry on top for this, I thought this was pretty funny, was how he used stereotypes. And with this one, he had Jeremy as a lacrosse player, who, I'm not going to state the stereotype, but there is a stereotype out there about jerks and lacrosse players, so I thought it was pretty funny. So he was my least favorite character, but he's definitely a good character. Themes in movies really interest me. Could you tell me about some of the ones in Get Out? One of my favorite things that I got from the movie was with the silver spoon, and the one that was used to hypnotize Chris and all the others before him and put them into the sunken place. This here is referencing the idea that the silver spoon represents the upper class, the powerful, and this being inside the movie, more specifically the Armitages. This silver spoon and everything that comes with it, the prosperity, the and advantages, are being used to hold those not born with the spoon in their mouth back. And in terms of the movie, this is how the Armitages are holding back Chris and are restricting him. And this is such a subtle but powerful message, and it really expresses how Peele meant to have a meaning to this movie, and I just love it. Oh, I found that so interesting. Do you have any more you'd like to talk about? I'd love to hear some more themes that you have to offer. After viewing the movie again, another theme that I picked up on, that I was very happy that I picked up on, because it's something that I think is very important and something wrong with today, is Peele made a point to show the problem with the fetishization of certain types of people in today's society, especially African Americans. When Rose is simply looking up who she's gonna find next, she looks up top basketball players in the country. Just looking at these, like, her next target is not a human, but rather another trophy to put into her collection, similar to how someone would buy a slave. And something that, I guess if you were to relate it to our society, that shows this too, is kind of like the Kardashians. I've seen that it's even a running joke between themselves that they only go for black men, and it seems like these people are more like novelties to them. It is widely disrespectful in a position where they're supposed to be loving each other, and it just seems like they see each other as an object, and I think it's not cool. This fetishization draws back from who those people are. These are human beings with emotions, rather than a trophy piece that you place up and that you're proud of that you got. I love Peele's subtle nod to this problem in our society. I think it was very important that he put it in there. Can't wait to watch Get Out. It's been a great discussion, and I'm so excited for Hunter to delve into Get Out and all the meaning inside of it.